like God says, it's never too late to get baptized, man, because you know, that's why I guess I guess He forgives sinners, I guess, and I see why now. There's a reason for everything, so you just can't complain. You just gotta deal with it. But just stay fly, man. I really miss my music. I really do. I really do, man. We got songs to make. There's other people, that are more thug than me. I can't play hate on them either. They know who they are. Maybe I write songs for a reason so we all can but I have to sing my verses. So the verses that I write, I have to sing because it has my name on it and shit. But I want other people to to be in the in this shit too. And I really miss I don't know, man. I really miss Spotify and CDs and shit. I listen to lots of music, man. Even the stereo's good too. 1010 FM is good. They play good music, man. Who doesn't like a little bit of Kurt Cobain sometimes, And a little bit of Def Leppard, whatever, whatever. There's this one song called Bad Man Not Talk Eagle Heart Claw. I want some bad man that I used to know in it. I know they could do it, man. They just have to sit down and relax and get high and fucking do it and write a verse to it, I'm not playing. I'm just saying, man. We could all make money in this shit, man. For smart, I'm not trying to war. I wrote a song called "Me Want Peace, Not War," and I want some real dread, like Capleton, some older dread in that too, cause and what's it called? Sunrise, something of the sunrise or something. I need some dreads, real dreads on that, And bad man not talk eagle hawk claw, enough man can get on that, man, But I want to get on my verses that I wrote, because I wrote the verses in the song, so, you just make money, man. There's no playing, man. I don't care, whatever, what goes around comes around. I don't give a fuck, it doesn't matter. I'm not saying, because I don't portray violence, so I'm not saying it in that way, When I'm saying 326s, I'm just saying, I don't like devilish, but, I'm just saying, that's my own nigga opinion, But sometimes, I don't know, it's whatever. Love is love, Love is love at different angles, but, they shouldn't, it's better to talk in person, without, whatever, because, I don't like violence and shit, and, I'm just, how it is. Bugs Bunny, play it. Just doing my things, There's a lot of songs I want to do solo, a lot of songs I want to do with other niggas, But that's my verses that I wrote, I have to sing because I have the tune for it, And it's only fair that way, If you could write something good, it's decent and it's not trying to start trouble. It's stylish, then whatever, I'm not trying to play. I'm just trying to do my thing at the same time. I want to really put another watch on here because I'm not trying to diss anybody or copy their style. I'm just I just want to put this on here for that's all I was thinking about. Jelly Eyes is watching or something like that, something for owl eyes or something for owl cat eyes, because I'd rather be an owl than a cat than a dog, and I was born in the year of the dog, but I'd rather be a normal person because I'm scared of trouble, really and truly. I cannot walk myself into trouble, and I think it's because I was baptized when I was a baby, though I can't walk myself into trouble, My name's Christopher, but I'm just, a different type of nigga. I'd rather hang at home and draw, be creative with something, and I know niggas are more qualified because it's their line of profession to make clothes or whatever, but we could all make money. Nobody really has to steal from anybody, because there's money there to be made, You know what I mean? Like, I never hated anybody anyways. That's the thing. You know, I always try to get along with people and like, like music is music, no matter who sings it. Like if people have talent, then you can't play it no matter what. You can't whisper because whispering is against the law, Whispering is like play hating, batty man lurking. But some niggas, they didn't know that. But like, but when I write bad man, eagle, hawk, claw, bad man should get on the song because them real bad man. And them more bad man than me. So me not play hate them, Them pretty still too, so me can't play it them still, So, like still, Like I didn't want war with nobody really and truly, But like there's money to be made, man, Like I really don't like doing tours, but I really would if certain niggas were with me, cause then I feel more confident, Like, and like you can't play a hate. Like I don't play it. The thing is I don't though. Like, I try to stay off in my corner, like, trying to fucking, I don't know, man. I just wish for the 226 Chris, Like I like the 226, man. It's cool, it's just a drive away, I just spread love to everybody, man. I love M City. M City is beautiful, man. M City is a really beautiful city, man. So is Toronto, man. Toronto's one of my favorite cities in Canada, man. CALTA, man. That shit is hot too, bro. Like, every city has their own thing, like when the LRT's done in like OT and shit, like I wanna actually try like ride it, I'm not gonna start beef with anybody, but you can't play hating, like I'm not play hating, because I got love, for me and mines, but like, at the same times, niggas should be like considerate because there's money to be made, and I know if the right talented and the right knowledgeable people that are professional for the job can get everything done right, and we can all make fucking money, you know what I'm saying? And that's why they have security guards, for certain niggas like me, because I'm not really a fighter type, and niggas is eyeing me and shit. Like I'm not trying to really start nothing, And I know like some niggas have style, and I did give them props prior to because they held it down by themselves. So I wasn't trying to hate, like I was just giving them props because he has style too, Like I'm just seeing it from a distance, like there's money to be made, niggas. I'm telling you, man. Like, but like there's no play hating and gun violence. 'Cause I don't believe in that shit, man. I don't even carry weapons, man. I'm scared of that shit, bro. I'm really scared, man. Like, yo, I don't want to die, nigga. Nobody wants to die, really. We just want to stay fly in our own type of persona, like I was saying. Like, man. Like, man. The only reason, like, I'm just, I don't know, man. Fuck, like, even people who like try to assassinate like fucking government officials and shit like that and go against like police, that's just like the dumbest thing you could do, man. Like seriously, there's so much other things you could do with your time, bro. Like I'm telling you, man, it's not worth it. Like, well, I don't know, anyways. I'm just saying my opinion, Like, there's a lot of fucking things that Christian Bloor, like, yo, there's like a lot of patents, like I gotta make jerseys out of and shit, like sweaters, watches, watch shirts with the fucking imprint of a watch on the shirt, like a sweater outfit, and a watch too, like, bro, like, there's money to be made. And when in my song, when I said, check me out, when I was saying Quattro, imagine a Quattro watch, bro. Man, you know how many fucking people would buy that shit, bro, if it looked decent? Like, yo, bro. Like, I'm just saying, like, and like Audi cars and like shit like that. Yo, I'm just trying to give innovation to niggas. Innovation to niggas that have innovation, It's not about crime violence, and, it never was, really. Like, some niggas just get jelly and shit because some niggas don't want to work with them, but they're not seeing right. Like, I don't know. It all depends. I guess things happen for a reason, I guess, as long as there's no violence, then, it's, what can I say? I'm not going to play it because, I want to get over it, I want to feel normal again, and everybody, we can all feel normal together because we could rock shows, some people, do the fucking security, some people, whatever, that's not my business. My business is to keep writing flows, but, I feel naked without my belongings, at the same time, niggas should be considerate, and like take advice, and write something, because niggas, some niggas I love, man. And honestly, niggas I took pictures with, man, is because they're prettier than me, but I see fly in me too. And that's why I took a picture of them, because I even told one of my ex-girlfriends, that I thought, like, like I like hanging out with people that, look good and like don't cause trouble in life, because whatever, like, because they're more safer to hang with, bro. Like, I don't know. Like people that have their own persona flex and look in the mirror and look good, whatever. I respect them, I give them love from my angle because I see realness in them, I see realness in them, like little kids. When I see little kids that look cute too, I know their pops got some decency in them, because at least the kids fucking listening and paying attention. So you can't really play hate because the kid's cute, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Even if so, it's good to baptize your kids when they're babies, because then they'll be off on their own, like they'll want to do what God told them to do, like is just to stay out of trouble. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to influence anybody in something they don't believe in, but whatever, like it just makes the world a safer place. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, I'm not trying to play. So if I give you props on the side, I'll give you elbow check, man. Just take the respect, because you fly too. We fly. Some people are way flyer than me, and I see that, and I give them elbow checks right away. But then they look at me, they're like, "Yo, who is this?" No, I'm just saying, whatever. I'm not playing, man. If I think you're fly, man, that's a good thing, man. Whatever. I'm not saying whatever. I'm just saying whatever, because I know you could get more girls than me. That's all I'm saying, bro. So I'm giving you props, whatever. Well, I'm not saying. I'm just saying, because some niggas can handle whatever, but that's not my nigga business. But whatever. I see what you mean, yeah, obviously, but at the same time, you gotta respect my opinions too, some people aren't my class level, and some people are some other people's class level, but that's not my fucking business, because I don't want to be judgmental at the same time, because that's not fair to them or me either. But there's money to be made, so I hope one day we'll come together, have a barbecue, without no violence or no guns or nothing, because that's what it's about, man. I don't like movies when we go to jail, man. I wouldn't even be hanging with that nigga, man. I'd be like, nigga, honestly, man, I'm too scared, bro. Like, I tell him that right away. I tell him that, man, because I don't know, man. Like, some niggas can handle it. Some niggas can't. I don't know. I'm not trying to play it. I'm just saying, like, man, like look at these niggas. I don't even know them, but they're all fresh, guy. I'm just saying. I don't know them, but look, all individuals, beautiful fucking tats. What I'm saying? Or whatever, graffitis. Artists. It's all about the art, man. Everybody fly in their own way. Doesn't matter what, man. You could be big.